Hello, hello, everyone. Mary Lou Andre back again for another edition of Beyond Dressing Well Live. We have another great program for you tonight. We're going to bust some fall style myths. So I've been playing in my closet, thinking about things that I often hear people say that we can then go in and really get them to think differently about their wardrobe. So we have some really fun tips that I think all of you will be able to implement pretty effectively on your own. So that's tonight's program. But before we get started, a couple of announcements at the top of the hour. First off, it was Sarah Zengo's birthday yesterday, and thank you all for all those wonderful tributes to her in the chat. She does a phenomenal job here. We were able to get together today. She's helping me with my photo shoot next week, and it was so wonderful to be treated like a Sarah client. So I get you guys. Great day and happy birthday, Sarah. We're also in enrollment for 90 Days to Stellar Style. And we wanted to welcome Charlene Elliott, who joined the program today. And that program starts on October 10th at 6 p.m. So please get on my calendar, Jen Coletti's calendar, Sarah Zengo's calendar. Jen is over here with me on Zoom. She'll be taking good care of our Zoom folks. We have a cheat sheet tonight. You know the drill, put cheat sheet, I can never say that, cheat sheet in the chat on Zoom, and Jen will get that out to you. And if you do that on Facebook, Sarah will get that out to you. This will be the last session for 2022. We have met some amazing women this year. We've had almost 100 women go through that program, and it is just a delight. If you know that you want to change up your style, if you know you want to end 2022 with a little more style, confidence, a little bit of a lighter closet, get yourself on our calendar and learn more. We are the motivation. We are your accountability partner. Not only do we have a proven methodology, but we also take your hand and guide you through that program. You're paired with one of our very talented stylists. Jen, Sarah, and Kathy Smith all work inside that program, but it is not only very results driven, it's also just a ton of fun. So if you're interested in that, again, the last one for 2022, and we'd love to hear from you. So I have been a busy bee since I last saw you. I was down at the magnificent Chatham Bars Inn. Put in the chat if you've ever been to the Chatham Bars Inn. Oh my goodness, I think it gets better and better every time I visit. But I was down there doing a site visit for a retreat that we have coming up. We're starting to enroll in our membership programs, and our two membership programs right now, 90 Days to Stellar Style is kind of a standalone program, but we have our Thrive Leadership Group, and we also have Stellar Style Inside Out. And both of those groups have been invited to our retreat this year, and it's going to be, the name of the retreat is Dare to Declare. So we're going to be doing some vision boards, a lot of pampering, a lot of networking, connecting, shopping, of course. I did a little shopping in Chatham. I'll show you what I got. But it's just going to be a delightful couple of days in a magnificent setting where you could just really check out, focus on what your goals and intentions are, especially at the end of the year. It's nice to get a jump start on that for 2023. How the heck does that even, how did that even get so close? How are we through 2022 already? Crazy. But we have a lot. We go the distance for our clients, and that 90 Days to Stellar Style has been a gateway into our other programs, into a deeper dive with our community, with our very talented stylists and our clients. If you're looking to meet like-minded women that are just full of joy and curiosity and don't want to settle for the status quo, but want to really live life with greater intention. We're all about style, but I always say that when you feel great and you're more confident, you're ready for bigger and better opportunities. And we are just so delighted to be able to give that inside our programs. Okay, so I think those were my announcements, and let's dive into our program. So I always have a really great time when I'm putting together our Let's Bust Some Style Myths. And again, there is a cheat sheet. Just put it in the chat, and Jen and Sarah will get that out to you. So the first one is suits should never be broken up. And I love this one because I have been practicing this since day one in my business. But a lot of times, especially now, if you're somebody that is opening that closet door and you're seeing all these suits that you don't think you'll ever wear again, they really need to be retired. You're not going to wear them to work anymore, or maybe you haven't even been going to a traditional office in a long time. Things have really changed. So what I love to do when I see some of these beautiful suits, and I'll show you a couple of samples, is really break them up. So these pants right here, they're navy blue. These have been in my wardrobe for a really long time. I'm a pant girl, and my best fit in a dress pant is with a little bit of a boot cut. Now, these are Rachel Roy. I know where I got them. I remember the day I got them. And the jacket had a really strong shoulder. It got very dated, but the pants, I love the lightweight wool. I have worn these for so many years. And getting ready to do a photography shoot and trying to do mostly navy, when I was in Chatham, had no intention of shopping, but when you see something great, why not, right? But this little jacket, it's navy blue. I don't know if you can see it. It's Millie. I got it in a store called Violets in Chatham. What a great little store that was. But I saw it and I was like, oh, here we go. It fits all my criteria. First of all, the fit is perfect. The flare of it has lace. I don't know if you see that. And I knew that I had the pant, and I knew that I had a variety of little navy shells. So there you go. But it had the fit, the fabric I was looking for, the color, the function. I'm having a headshot, and I always try to do my headshots in navy. So that's just an example of breaking up suits. The jacket is long gone. The pants are still here. And it was so easy for me to pick up this jacket. And I love the gold because I knew it would work. Another example is I had a client recently who had a pretty big corporate job, and she was wearing, this is actually Max Mara. She had this, came with a dress, a sleeveless dress in camel, and we retired the jacket. I asked her if I could keep it as a prop, but the dress, camel, picture that, sleeveless. We put a black turtleneck, black tights, and black boots. She's blonde, so we put some chunky gold jewelry, and she'll never miss this jacket when she has something that great to wear. Another example, out shopping, again, getting ready for my own projects here. This little suit, you're seeing a lot of suits again. They're out there. They're cut differently, but you're seeing them. But this was a suit from Ann Taylor, actually, and I would never wear the short skirt with this jacket ever. But I just bought this to show you guys. But this jacket, I had it on for Sarah today, is actually really dynamite. And I had this navy blue sweater with these feathers on it. Kind of makes it look funky. I don't know if you can see there's gray buttons and there's some gray in here, but I can also wear this with a white shirt and a pair of jeans and look just as great. So look in your closet, break up your suits, retire pieces that don't fit and flatter, but save some of the, like the sleeveless dress is never going to date because it doesn't have shoulder pads. Sometimes you can, with this particular client, it was too short, actually. We lengthened it, and it was a good brand, so we could do that. And with the black boots, the black tights, the black underpinning, I think it was a turtleneck, long sleeve turtleneck, and scarf, jewelry, dynamite piece. So that's what I wanted to share about that. A lot of times, sometimes like when I'm working with a guy, I will have him keep the suit together because when you dry clean it, especially the lighter colors, you don't want to wear it as a separate. But with women, depending on the fabrication and the color and the style, you really can break them up. So that was that style myth number one. Number two is rubber boots are only for kids. I'm going to bust that one right now. This time of year, getting ready. We're not quite in our winter boots, but look at these little bad boys. Saw these on the sale rack, picked them up. I am going to Ireland. Of course, it's got the pink. You guys know that we've been talking a lot about pink on this show, but you can just see if you put it, I must have pink down here because pink is, I do have pink, it's over there, but you know, put like a little pink sweater, blue jeans, a brown purse, brown crossbody bag. I thought those are really cute. And of course, Uggs has the rubber boots. So I can't tell you the amount of folks, and I'm sure if I asked Jen and Sarah, they're both on the call, it's just such a kick to be an adult and get some of these styles that are in our, you know, kind of in our brain and in our history. They might be related to childhood, but you put them on and you accessorize them right. And they really are a lot of fun. So that's myth number 2. Rubber boots are not just for youngsters. You can do them too. And myth number 3, you should not mix animal prints together. I hear this one all the time. So as you can see, I wore my animal print top tonight, and I've got my animal print cuff. I think it works. I hope you guys think it works. Oh, Susie Q, my dog, sorry about that. Susie, she's barking. I don't know what she's barking at, but the you know, this is an animal print. Got this little slip on that I could wear with this as well. Even this little clutch bag, you know, don't be afraid to mix it up. A lot of times if I am wearing 2, I can go to 3 because, you know, I got the eye for it. But if you, I mean, that looks fine. But look what happens too is if you add, I love adding red. So if you're doing 2 different animal prints and then you pop red with it, red belt, red shoe, red always goes with animal prints, and it's a nice way to kind of break up if you feel like you're overdoing it. So I wanted to share that one. You can wear animal prints together. So many of the rules are broken. It has just as much to do with the structure, the type of outfit you're wearing, the textures, the pops. Like this is just like a pop of animal print more than, you know, a big sweater with, and then loading up the animal print on top of that. So I hope that that makes sense. Myth number 4 is faux leather looks cheap. Let's just bust that one right now. Vegan leather is everywhere. I'm going to show you a real leather coat that I have and my faux leather coat. And I'm telling you, I reach for the faux leather more than the real leather. It's a leather trench because it's so heavy. I love it. I love the color. It has such a great memory in my heart when I bought it. But the faux vegan leathers, they're much more affordable. If you're somebody that does, if you don't want to be wearing anything made from an animal, and that's a lot of people these days, a lot of them are recycled. So if you're somebody that is really trying to be more environmentally aware of your purchases, and you just want, and some of us just like the hip light look that leather adds. So I'll show you a couple of my little faux leathers and my real leather. And you guys can decide. But I got these little jeggings. These are fake, and I love the color. Even like what, look at how it looks like with what I have on. Didn't even think of that. But those are faux, and they were very inexpensive. And then this is my real leather coat. I got this many years ago. I wore this when my son John played football at Fenway Park. It was such an amazing day for my family. And this little fur collar comes off. I just put it back on. I don't wear it that much. I'm being really honest. I love it. It's really cool. I can't get a heavy sweater under it all that often, and it's heavy. And I have this little, what do you call this? I got the word now. Oh, it's another word for it. It's not a pleather. So this, I think, is sharp. It's so lightweight. It's water resistant. I can wear it in the rain. And I remember when I bought this, I wore this into New York City, and it was raining out, and I had a cool umbrella with it. I think I had rubber booties on with it too, but just light. not super expensive, great cut. I got it at a boutique. It has a really nice designer cut and feel. So if you're someone that thinks I'm not doing leather because I don't want to do leather and there's no other alternative for me, go online, do some research. There are so many wonderful pieces at so many different price points. So that is myth number 4, that if leather's not real, it looks cheap. I'm going to bust that one right now. Myth number 5, and remember, just put cheat sheet in the chat and you'll get this list if you like that kind of thing. I'm still coughing. I've had a cold for 3 weeks. Myth number 5, this is a good one. You can kiss fit goodbye when you're wearing some of the baggier styles that are in the marketplace right now. And I'm going to bust that right now. You want to wear the clothes. You don't want the clothes to wear you. So I am a huge fan of the baggier, looser jeans. It took me a little while to get used to them. I love them. Let you hide that weight really well too. But when I'm home by myself or walking my dog, yeah, I throw a big old sweatshirt on and sneakers and I'm off. But when I want to make the look a little bit more modern, I don't want to give up on fit. I want to make sure that they're all talking to each other. I want the top talking to the bottom. I want the accessories to accent certain parts of my figure. We do this all the time with clients. And again, this is the beauty of that 90-day class, is that you can put things on and your stylist is going to say, that looks great, but add a belt. That's going to look better if the outfit is elevated with a heel. You're someone that doesn't like to wear heels. They're going to get you a wedge heel or a block heel. It's something that can give you that a little bit of a lift. So one example that I wanted to show you, actually a couple. So these are a pair of jeans that I've had. They're definitely relaxed. I guess they would be called dad jeans if I was a guy, but it took me a little while to get used to them. And they look better. I just found this top for somebody. See this shorter, little, it just looks better. It doesn't drown it. The short cropped, I love this top too, with like joggers that have a little bit of flare. If I put this on with skinny jeans, when I wear skinny jeans, like I have a little bit more coverage and it looks a little top heavy. But when I put it on and balance it with the bottom, it's a much better look. You can also put, I have these little tops. You know, you could put this little camisole underneath to give it, again, to just add a little bit more weight to the heaviness of the bottom. And the other thing I wanted to show you is this cream blazer that I have. Even looks good with that, even though it's longer. If I put it on, not that I'm wearing it as a short crop top anytime soon, but if I put this on with it and then leave it open and put a little bit of a heel, the whole look, this is a harder concept to get, but if you practice and you remember some of these principles, it's a lot easier than it sounds. So myth number 5 is we are still really sticklers for fit and proportion and having you wear the clothes and not have the clothes wear you. And no matter if you're teeny tiny petite, if you're really tall, if you're plus size, petite size, there's all different ways to wear every single look extremely well. So have some fun experimenting with those types of styles this season. And myth number 6, we've got 7. We have a couple special guests that I've invited on that will be jumping on in a few minutes just to share some of their experiences working with our firm and busting some of their own style myths. Myth number 6 is pink and red should never be worn together. I'm going to bust that one too. I was at the mall, I think it was 2 weekends ago, and I just grabbed this. This was just Ann Taylor, but and I think Sarah posted this also in the group this week, this hot pink that's really showing everywhere, but I don't know if you can see the red and the pink. I've got one over here. You know, a red pant and pink. It's not my best colors personally, but so pretty. If you want really to add some color, if I was to wear this, I would definitely wear gold with it. It even looks really great with the animal print, to be honest. See how the brown and the animal print looks so pretty. So if you're someone that loves color and you want to do something a little different with it today, we're all different. Red and hot pink is trending big time right now. Okay. And the last one before we introduce our special guest is you can't wear slippers to a wedding. So I'm going to bust that one too. We had Dana Katz on a couple weeks ago. If you missed that, all of our lives are in the group. We also have a YouTube channel. Sarah, if you can just pop that YouTube channel in the chat. We have a YouTube channel that has all of our lives, all of our other videos that we do. But Dana had said one of the biggest trends were velvet slippers. So these are what all the cool guys are wearing to weddings. So if you think that you can't be comfortable, everything's about comfortable right now, men and women. I even had, how could I, when we were doing our hot pink last week, I grabbed these little velvet. They're not quite slippers, but they're the velvet shoes. And I think with everything that we've gone through, people are craving color, craving kind of these luxe fabrics like the velvet and the leathers and the faux leathers. And, even my blouse that I showed you earlier with some of the feathers, I haven't worn that in a long time, but I took it out and was playing with it. And fashion is super fun. So drop in the chat what your favorite myth that I just busted was. I do read all the chats at the end of the show. I love reading them, and they actually help me prepare for future programs because it lets me know what all of you guys are thinking as well. So those are our 7 myths. I hope a couple of them resonated with you. And now what I'd like to do is we have 2 wonderful clients that I just wanted to introduce. We do this every couple of months here on the show, is we invite people in so that they can tell you in their words how our programs have helped them, what the state of their wardrobe was, and some of the tips. Like we share our tips all the time. And it's always surprising to us, the ones that are really obvious to us or ones that we don't think are that special are the ones that people really like. So Maria, can you bring Lucy on? Is she there? Hello, Lucy. Lucy McCarthy?
I don't see her on the list. Oh, there she.
I see her on the screen. I can see her in the corner of my screen.
Oh, you can. I'm looking for her video there. It's connecting, it looks like.
Okay. I will bring Lucy on in one moment and ask her a couple of questions. Again, put cheat sheet in the chat. I think Sarah is putting up some of the links in the chat, which is great. So when Lucy's ready.
Hello.
I can't see you. Ah, there she is. Hi, Lucy. How are you?
Good. How are you, Mary Lou? Great to see you.
Good. Oh my goodness, you look so great. You look so happy. Have you having
as always?
Oh, so Lucy, what was the reason why you joined our Stellar Style program?
Oh, there's so many reasons. The first and foremost, it was easy after I got to know Mary Lou and Sarah. So they're just 2 great gals, and the group is wonderful. So I want to start there. The people just great. But for me personally, I was just fed up with the same old clothes, quite frankly. I had the same clothes for years that I kept looking at. And I was introduced to Dressing Well, and I decided it's really time for me to take a look at these clothes. And the pandemic really helped me as well, because I started in January. And at that point, my old clothes 3 years later after the pandemic were really just out of style. So I felt no better time than the present in January to refresh my style. And I worked with Sarah directly and really helped me get to a whole new level. Awesome. So thank you. I see you out there, Sarah. Thank you again, as always.
So what has been the biggest change in your style since working with Sarah and the group?
Well, there's been several changes, but The biggest thing is to simplify. The first thing was to really get rid of, I had a lot of clothes. So I got rid of a lot of clothes. And then what I found was I have fewer clothes, but a lot of smart pieces
Awesome.
that
Fewer
can
clothes,
really
but
mix
smarter
and match.
pieces. Okay, awesome. And what would you say is to someone that's considering it, that might be on the fence?
I would say absolutely do it. I learned so much from the experience. And the biggest thing is when I go out with the clothes that I have now, I feel confident. And I just feel really good and pulled together. So that's worth it in itself. I just went to, in fact, Sarah helped me in the spring with a dress for an event that I had. And I used and these beautiful shoes that I have used many, many times. And I just used them again for a bridal shower just a couple of weeks ago. Whereas before I'd be, just hemming and hawing on what should I wear and what should I get. And I said, nope, I already have this classic dress with these snappy shoes, and I got to use them again. So it's well worth it.
Lucy, that's awesome. And just for the people listening, it's a 3-month program with 6 lessons on Zoom. It's a group, and it goes through our methodology, which is really motivating you to downsize, which Lucy just said she did so beautifully. You get a really awesome lesson on fit that is so easy to understand. Then working with your stylist, you get 3 personal stylist appointments in this group working. So Lucy was with Sarah. And then once the things were cleared out that she no longer needed, didn't fit correctly, and all of us have body shifts in our lifetime, then the fun starts. Lucy, and I remember reading your stuff because you guys had so much fun, but they went in and identified where the gaps were, where the missing building, and that's why she could get dressed for a wedding now, because she has the fancy shoes. So they identify the gaps, they tie it to her lifestyle. Then the accessories start, because you don't go to accessories till you get the other. And again, you're in a group learning with a stylist, and you're going from A to Z pretty quickly. So what would you say, Lucy, was your biggest surprise in the program? Like, what surprised you the most?
The biggest surprise was fit. So I used to always shop by size. So I would go somewhere and try to find that right size because I had a size in certain stores. And Sarah taught me about fit, and the team taught me about fit. So now I buy clothes that really fit well and that hit me the right way. And I said goodbye to worrying about the size, which used to always hinder me, because if it wasn't my size, I wouldn't want to look at it. So now I'm multiple sizes, and I'm okay with that because it fits great.
That's
because
awesome.
each designer is so different with their sizes.
Yeah, and I love what you say too, because I've heard other people that have graduated and say with the knowledge they can go, even if say you're a size 14, you're then saying, I don't look great with pockets right here, or I do better with a 3/4 sleeve because my arms are shorter. And you can just start to eliminate so much out there because your eye is trained to recognize the style details that have as much to do with fit as the size on the label. So thank you for raising that, Lucy. That is such a great thing. And before I let you go, thank you so much. Anything else you'd like to say?
Oh, I just like to say thank you for having me, and thank you for, again, the time. In fact, I want to schedule some more time with Sarah because time for some of my winter updates. So since I'm here today, so let's get that on the calendar as well.
Oh, awesome. Okay, Lucy, thank you so much. And Sarah will call you tomorrow. She'll get you right on her calendar. Okay, thanks, Lucy. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. And next we have Doreen. Where's Doreen? And we've got a couple people on the call. I'm looking at one of them right now that have taken the program multiple times, just because it's really nice. It's really different. Like the methodology is the same, but it really does. We do it with a seasonal twist. So there's some people, and just to go through it seasonally, when you're changing out your closet, it's very motivational. So next we have Doreen. Hello, Doreen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. And you worked with Jen Coletti, and I know you two are continuing to work together as well. So
Yeah.
tell us why you joined. Like, what was the, okay, I'm going to do this?
So I had been watching the live on Wednesday nights for a while, and I was inspired by all the things that you show, in terms of the trends, that what you just went through tonight, the myths. So I thought I wanted to learn more about fashion. That was one of the things. And then once I talked to Sarah, had a great call with Sarah, and she filled me in on all the details of the program. And I knew I had a lot of old clothes. And so then my driving factor became, going through my closet and organizing and getting through things. So it was actually a couple of reasons. One was the fashion and the style and what's happening. And the other one was really finally to getting to go through old clothes. And I had some really old clothes in there. Jen can attest to that. 25, I had a lot of vintage 25-year-old items that I just hung on to for sentimental reasons. And they're out of my closet. Most of them, I have a little sentimental section now, to save some of them. But that was really why, I wanted to join. So, and it's been great. Jen's been terrific. So.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about your relationship with Jen and the accountability and just talk about how valuable that is.
She's been wonderful. I have a busy schedule, and she does too. And she's very warm, kind-hearted, and patient. And sometimes I ask 5 questions at once, and she'll just go through one thing at a time. And I send her images, and she gets back to me. And she just helps. She's a great support system, and she gives me confidence and what I had, in terms of what my style was, and she just supports all that. She helped me go through all my old clothes. I would say one after the other. What about this? What about this? And we go, no. And a lot of the things I knew they were old, but I needed somebody to say, you know what, Doreen, they've got to go. But she did it very nicely, so she's fabulous. So I really enjoyed working with her. I'm still working with her. She's helping me with an event coming up soon. So it's been great.
Okay. And what would you say to somebody that was considering the program, but that might be on the fence?
I would say the same thing that Lucy said, do it. It's a great program all around. It's an investment in you, in terms of, your well-being and how you perceive yourself. And, again, people see you, your clothes. And I just think it's an all-around terrific program. You covered some of the elements, but it's not just one thing. And I didn't realize it until I talked to Sarah. It's a class. It's a Zoom class. I feel like you're learning. Sarah does a great job going through all the elements, the basics, and so many different pieces of, what you put into a wardrobe and how you look, the accessories and all that. So you have the Zoom element. You meet new people. I always enjoyed at the end when, she would ask if there are any questions, and different people would ask questions. And it might be a question that you didn't think about asking, but somebody else did. It's like, oh, that, great. I'm glad somebody else asked that question. So you learn. So it's interactive like that. It can be after the lesson, there's some, question and answer, which is great. And then the one-on-one time. The time that I spend with Jen, like I said, it's been fabulous. She helps you while you're on the calls. And then she also helps you. I shopped at the same places. Before COVID, I went to the mall a lot. I wasn't an online shopper, but now with COVID, so many of the stores have, they've changed. And some of the stores don't have the things that they used to have, and then things have changed. So Jen will help with different retailers online that I wouldn't have tried before. So, we went through and I said, I'm looking for a blue pocketbook, and I hadn't been able to find one. So she came back with me for 7 links. What do you think of all these? And I loved a few of them. So I bought one. So, she saves time. She does the research. It's great. So I've gotten a lot out of it. It's really been very enjoyable. So.
Thank you, Doreen. And you actually hit on a couple of points that I hear, because I do a lot of the intake calls for that program. It's if you think that you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, we have not only the system, but I believe most people say the accountability. And then you're like, I want to find stuff. And if you're working, going to the mall is just different. If you're a lot of people will say to me, I really want to be more efficient. So once you clear out and you kind of work with what you already have, your list isn't usually that big, like the Navy pocketbook. And the program comes with the stylist time. And after you get off the phone with her, she's going to send you 7 to 8 curated links. So it's not like Jen and Sarah and Kathy are just going and sending you the same links. They're saying, no, what does Doreen need? What is someone's challenges? What does Lucy need for this wedding? Can she wear heels? Because she needs flat. So, and it's also a nice, I always say that you can really change a habit, and you can really get a transformation in 90 days. So Doreen, thank you. Anything else you'd like to say?
No, it's just been wonderful. I will tell you that it's what Lucy had mentioned in terms of the biggest surprise was the fit, and actually the whole, looking at having a keener eye and really training your eye. Like you'd get, you put a blouse on with slacks and shoes and all that, but you really didn't look at things. And the funny thing was when I went to go through my old clothes, right? And before I put them all in the bags to give away, I tried a lot of them on and I was just shocked at how I looked at some of them like, I really wore this. Like, I know they were a little outdated, but even the fit element of it, I was like, oh, this doesn't even look right. So now I look at things with a much keener eye, when I look at the clothes that I try on. So it's been great.
Awesome.
Thank you so
And-
much to everyone.
Oh, you're so welcome, Doreen. You and Lucy are just such a delight, and you really are the reason why we do this. We have met so many wonderful people, and it was interesting. Sarah and I were sitting down today working on this other project, and it was like, what does your company stand for? Like, what does it really stand for? And I'm just so happy that I think we allow people to have fun. Not only do we help them transform. I mean, it's a transformative process, but it does, if you're waking up and your closet's making you crazy, we can fix that. So if you are interested, again, it is the last session for 2022. We would love to talk with you. I am always at my desk on Thursdays, and get on my calendar, get on Sarah's calendar, send us a DM or send us an email. We'll get back to you. We'd love to learn a little bit more about you and walk you through how this program can help you meet your style goals. So thanks so much, Lucy. Thanks so much, Doreen. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Sarah. And we will be back again next week. It's going to be October. I cannot believe it. And we have a new blog coming out for October. So our program will celebrate the blog, which is going to be revisiting your Zoom style. We haven't done that one in a while. So that's on tap for next week. And again, please put in the chat what resonates with you. Drop us a line. We really do read everything, and it helps us shape our topics every week. So that's it for tonight. Thanks for showing up. You know what we always say, when you show up, we show up, and we're happy to share our tips and strategies with all of you. So see you again next week. See you later. Bye-bye.